So, good morning. Today for Chalk Talk, we're going to talk about the sales process, right? And it's perfect because that's what we're learning about right now is the sales process. And if you want to simplify the sales process, it comes down to 5 steps. Number 1 is the greeting. The greeting is 5 to 15 seconds. And Jeffrey Combs talks about this 5 to 15 seconds makes or breaks the call, makes or breaks the sale. Same thing when you walk up to somebody and say, hi, how are you? Even I just messed up, right? Hi, how are you? We're talking about not saying hi, how are you anymore. Hi, my name is Josh. Nice to meet you today. Hi, my name is Josh. Thanks for taking the time to talk with us today. Hi, my name's Josh. Thank you for the call today, right? This is something we all are practicing. And if you need a rubber band to snap yourself into consciousness, I literally kept a rubber band my whole senior year of high school on my wrist, and anytime I said like, well, sort of, kind of, guess, I snapped it, so I became conscious of it. And that's a good strategy so that you can learn it. Number 2 is fact finding. Now, as an agent or the generator of the call and the person closing the call, there should be notes on the call. Right? Yesterday, I took a full page of notes of all fact finding. And Javi's put together a list. Is this still up here? Yeah. Javi's put together a list of fact finding questions. I think we're going to expand on it, but it's a great start of understanding their age, where they're born, where they live, what they do for a living, single, married, kids, no kids, savings, monthly contributions, 401k, IRA, Roth, match, investments, contribution, real estate, life insurance, getting into the nitty gritty. We'll work on that. I also gave him, I printed it out, we'll edit it, but I have from Matt Sapala, who's a $3 million, $2 million earner, his prospecting questions on how he recruits and his presentation questions on how he fact finds on the calls. It kind of all leads to recruiting. So because we're focused on products, I'll update it. But a lot of those questions are good questions. This is where you determine what's best for them. There's 2 things really there's 3 different situations here. There's form, there's needs, but there's also the financial stuff that you have to know this. And in your mind, I want you to imagine the buckets, right? Maybe we'll do a buckets quiz because you should know what all the things in each bucket are of the 3 tax buckets. And you should be able to ramble them off and be able to say, do you have any cash? Do you have any stocks? Do you have any of this? Do you have any of this? Do you have any of this? Like boom, 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 boom. Because that's the best way to go about it. You're fact finding. You have to know what they have. And the purpose of fact finding is to determine their what? Dominant buying motive. Now, yesterday on this call, Nashay said to me, this is how he introduced the call. Angie, this is Josh. Josh is the infinite banking specialist. And Josh, this is Angie. She runs her own business. I'm going to let you take it from here. I went through fact finding and determined that her best product selection, and then presentation demonstration was not infinite banking. And even though that's what Nashay wanted me to show, or even though that's how the call was set up, she needs a term policy. Why not a whole lot? Because this is her situation. Now, let me go through this real quick, then I'll give the example. Okay? The next step is the write-up / proposal. And in our world, that means what? Illustrations. And then 5 is negotiations and close. These are the 5 steps on the road to the sale. The greeting, fact finding, product selection, write-up, proposal, negotiations, and the close.
Do you, 2 parts to this question. 1, should I change the edification script that I'm showing new people? should they be introducing us what should they be introducing us as? Infinite banking specialist?
Personally,
The head of the office or what?
Personally, I'm not a title guy. I just like, this is Josh. He runs the office down here in Miami. That's what I like. Yeah, here's Casey. She's one of our top leaders, top producers in the office. Everybody in here, whenever you introduce them, should be top producer, top leader, top agent in the office.
Yeah.
I've been saying that Casey's the managing partner and she manages me.
And then
Cool.
And then they like laugh a little bit.
That's cool. Cool. The only that's cool.
I'm like, yeah, she's managing me.
Here's the challenge with that, Jared. We're talking about, this is Grant talks about this in the coaching. The challenge with that is that we're talking about money, finances, and retirement. There's no jokes in money, finance, and retirement. It immediately, it might break the ice, which is what you're trying to do, which I commend you for. But the reality is, when you're sitting down with a client, you want them to know that you mean business. Yeah. Yesterday, I asked 100 questions to Nick's parents, and I got their dominant buying motive, and I'm able to add a lot of value to them because I asked a lot of questions. You want to ask questions. When somebody comes and talks to me, I'm not Mr. Cool. I'm Mr. Josh, businessman that knows what to do with their money. And while it might break the ice, which I understand where you're coming from, you want to present it in a way that they're serious and you're serious. I mean, we're talking about your life here. Right? We're talking about your money. We're talking about what you do. And so what I equate this process to is like walking into a grocery store or a food court or something where there's a lot of options, right? And so if here's the store and here's the door and here's Aaron standing outside the front door, right? Inside that store, there's aisles, right? There's aisles. And so in here, you might have meat. Here you have cheese. Here you got pasta and sauce. Here you got eggs and milk, right? Here's PB&J, right? And here's ice cream and dessert. When somebody walks in, your job is not to take them to where you want to eat. It's a challenge I'm seeing with the phone calls right now, is you're leading with the product without leading with the store, right? We do come here for food. Welcome to Publix. We have food. What kind of food would you like? Not, hey, welcome to Publix. We got meat in the back aisle along the wall. Not, hey, we have ice cream on the right shelf. You don't know if they want ice cream until they walk in and tell you that they want ice cream, or they say it in a different way, like I want something sweet, or I want some dessert, or I just had dinner. Me and my girlfriend want some sweet food for after our dinner.
Can you, if it's not today, we don't have time, maybe tomorrow during product training, go over, because I've been consciously, like, as I'm presenting, wanting to implement, like, stick to this 5 steps,
yes.
Right? But there's a little bit of a challenge, not a challenge for me, but I would like you to go over how you implement the fact-finding process in the beginning of our intro presentation, because we have those 7 steps.
Yeah.
I just want to see how you think this is best to
cool.
do it. I mean, we are focused on
it comes down to a flow chart, which is I can put together some sort of flow chart that arrives at the product selection. But using this example, right, there's meat, there's cheese, there's pasta and sauce, there's eggs and milk, PB&J, and ice cream. If I say I'm looking for something for breakfast, what aisle do I take them to? Nick eats ice cream for breakfast, but eggs and milk, right? If you say, hey, I want to make dinner for my family, where would you take them? Or either pasta and sauce or meat and cheese. But what happens if they're a family that doesn't have a lot of money? What might they make for their family?
Pasta.
PB&J or pasta. So there's more questions to ask. There's more questions to ask. You have to ask more questions. If they say, hey, I'm an Italian family and we want to cook a classic Italian dinner, what are we going to take them to? Pasta and sauce. If they say, hey, I just went on a run, I'm super thirsty, what do you want to take them to? The drink aisle. Right? Like, you want to know, based on what they say, where to lead them. And so this is why on a call you have to be very attentive. You have to be very attentive on phone calls. Yesterday I was doing a call with that guy Dylan. Ended up being more of a recruiting call than I thought it was going to be. But his biggest challenge is that he's been at a captive agency before. He has no mentorship. And he currently is buying leads. So if that is this person's problem, you want to talk about how we're not captive, how there's a lot of mentoring, and how we have unlimited free leads. I'm not going to talk to him about Cardone U unless that falls into mentoring. I'm not going to talk to him about our beautiful office in Miami. He's in Seattle. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to talk to him about renewals. He's not even there yet. I'm not going to talk to him about our compensation plan. He doesn't even care. I'm going to talk to him about what's important for him. And so while you're doing phone calls, one thing that, is something that can be done is that a new agent, now it might be here and it might be here, but somewhere between here and maybe here, this can be done on a first appointment by somebody that's not a closer. Meaning that somebody new, like even our newest agent, can come in and say, hey, Dylan, thanks for taking the time to talk today. Have this sheet right in front of them and say, thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. My job is to help you figure out what is the best thing for you based on the questions that I'm going to ask you in the shortest amount of time so that I can hand you off to one of our top agents in the office to actually present the best solution for you. Thank you again for taking the time. Is that agreeable with you? Does that sound familiar? It comes right from Cardone. Right? Or do you have the ability, right? Everyone has the ability. There's a Jesse Itzler video I watched on can do and will do. Right? Being able to take what you learn and then implement it right away. So when I start my calls, I'm still sometimes going to say, hey, it's Josh, how you feeling today? Because I've been doing that for 10 years. But I'm working on saying in the process right now, hi, my name's Josh. Christian, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I'm going to bang, 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 bang. Is that agreeable with you? Awesome. What do you got?
Will the other closer be on the call with them?
Not necessarily. When I got Cardone University, I had a call with this guy, Daniel. Daniel, all he did was fact find. He asked me what kind of business I have, what do we specialize in, how many employees do we have, will all of them be on Cardone U, what is my budget for training, if they can, what is your current revenue? Our current revenue is $1 million. If I can guarantee that you're going to increase your business by 20 to 30% because of Cardone U, which is how much? $200,000 to $300,000. Would it be worth it to you to hire somebody for $250 per person per month to coach your team? And the answer is absolutely. And then he said, great, I'm going to set up a call between you and Seth, who's going to be your account manager, and he's going to assist with the actual sale.
Do you think that might hurt the process in our case for being one too many calls that it didn't have to be?
Not if you tell them. That's the challenge we're having right now, is there's too many people calling that they're unaware of. But if you say to the client, even after the sale, hey, Ryan, thanks for taking the time to talk today. I'm your cousin. I'm the one that set up the call. Josh is going to be your agent. Erin is our case manager. She's going to call you as well as somebody from APPS to schedule your paramed. Those are the people. That's our team. I promise you that they'll be grateful that they have a team if you let them know ahead of time.
I think the challenge though also is the obscurity in the beginning. Like and then this is something I think over time, we're changing, but with like Dylan, for example, we sat with his stepbrother yesterday. He had no idea exactly what we were going to be talking about. So it would have been hard, I think, for Dylan to hop on and just be like, okay, I'm going to ask you all these questions about your finances if he doesn't even know that we're talking about.
Well, that's someone's fault for not setting up the call.
But that's what
They should at least know that we're going to talk about what?
We're going to talk about finances, right?
All they need to know. Here, if you go to Publix, you're there for what? If you come to Infinite Capital, you're there to talk about what?
Let me rephrase. The new people are telling people, like, yes, it's about something with finances, but I'm new, like, let's just show you what we do. And so a lot of people are getting on for the favor.
That's
right?
cool.
So the only challenge I see with that is like, I'm here for a favor. Why are you grilling me with all these questions?
See, that's not the value. See, the words grilling me have to get out of your vocabulary.
Right.
You're not grilling them. You're adding value.
Right.
I was grilling Nick's parents yesterday, and at the end of the call, they were super grateful. I was grilling Ryan Samadell. I'm going to double his retirement income.
Right.
I grilled Angie yesterday. I asked her 100 questions at the end of the day. Get that grilling aspect out of your vocabulary. You're fact-finding so I can determine my dominant buy motive. And if somebody says, why are you grilling me? And what's the answer?
I'm not grilling you, I'm fact-finding.
I totally agree with you, right? You don't want to disagree. You say, I 100% agree with you. The reason that I'm asking you so many questions is because I want to find out what the best way that I can help serve you is. Is it okay if I continue a couple extra questions? I'm telling you, I've gone to many times when I'm sitting with people, if they don't ask me, who has control in the conversation? The person that does what? Ask the questions. So when I go out with people, no matter where I'm at, can't tell you how many times people have said to me, Josh, are you interrogating me? And I say, I understand that. I'm asking you questions so I can figure out how I can add value to you. And I'm not just here to make friends. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to figure out how I can help serve you, bro. Is that okay? Can I keep asking questions? Yeah. Yeah, making friends, making connections, whatever you want to say. But if you feel like you're grilling someone, then they're going to feel like they're being grilled. See, I'm sitting there. This is what I'm doing. I'm looking through this pile of all of this stuff, looking to get where I want to go. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking through this pile, figuring out what is it that I want. Right? Here's my closet. You've been in my house. That's what my closet looks like, right? Some of you guys, your closet's like 5 times the size. But over here, I literally have my suits, or actually I have my ties here. I have my suits here. I have my like polo shirts here, and I have my long sleeves here. Then I have another rack, and I have my pants here. I have my nice t-shirts here, nice tees. I have my casual tees, and I have my tanks. If I'm going to work, the question becomes, I'm asking myself, where am I going right now? I'm going to work. Okay, great. I can't wear this. I can't wear this. I can't wear this. And I can't wear this. Is today business professional, or what day of the week is it? It's Tuesday, or it's Wednesday. Do I have a professional meeting today? No, I don't. All right, maybe I'll not wear the tie today. Right? I don't need my pants because I'm not business casual. I need a suit, and I can't wear a polo today. So then I can go right to this aisle and say I got 5 suits today. Do I want, right? Clothes have meaning. Am I wearing my black pinstripe one? No, I kind of save that for special occasions. Am I wearing my green one? Special occasions. Gray and blue create trust. Like, this is what I do every day when I choose what I'm wearing. So you have to be on this call doing the same thing. And you're not grilling people at all. You're fact-finding. How can I help serve you if I don't ask you questions to figure out why you're here? And if you're just doing a favor, first off, people are there because they want to buy. Start teaching yourself that. People are on the call. If they're not semi-interested in what you do, they wouldn't even be on the call at all whatsoever. This is the key to understand. This is what you're doing while you're fact finding. You are asking questions so you can determine what's best for them. And so yesterday, all I asked, I'm going through form, I'm going through needs, I'm going through money questions. I mean, I found out all this information about this lady. She has term insurance. She's from Michigan, southeast of Detroit. She does email marketing. She started last year. She did $70,000 in revenue last year, which 70 divided by 12, 72 divided by 12 is 6. So she did $6,000 a month. Where are you at this year? She's at $7,000 to $9,000 a month. I immediately said, oh, wow, you're up 20 to 50%. That's awesome. What have you been doing differently? Awesome, great. What do you pay yourself? She pays herself $2,500 a month. She pays herself $2,500 a month. Is that before or after taxes? She said that's before taxes. So I did the math in my head. I said 25% of that is going to come out. So you're really getting like a little less than $2,000 a month. She said yes. I said, great. What are your business expenses? She said $4,000 to $5,000 a month. And so I wish I had one of those old school projectors. But she's doing like 7 to 9. I don't even have to go through cash flow. She's doing 7 to 9K in business revenue. Her bills are 4 to 5K a month. So if that's her income and that's her expenses, I know she has 3 to 5K in disposable income, right? She already has an American Century SEP IRA with 3K in it. She has Northwestern. I said, can you pull that up and screen share with me? How many of you guys would be scared to do that? To say, hey, oh, you have Northwestern? Do you have your login for your portal? Great. She doesn't even know what it is. She's like, most people have no clue what they have. What's a 65 life probably mean? No. Whole life 65, right? What's a term 80 mean? Annual renewable term till 80, right? She has DI. What's that mean? Disability. I said, can you click on that, please? Boom. She has $88,000 in death benefit. She's paying $1,200 a year, which is what? $100 a month. And she has $7,700 in cash value. I said, that is awesome. How long ago did you get it? She said about 10 years. I said, did you get everything 10 years ago? She said, yes. I said, great. Can you click on this, please? Boom. She's paying $350 a year, which is about $30 a month. Okay, great. Disability. She has $660 a year, so she's paying about $65 a month. Or sorry, $55 a month. And her benefit is $25.54 a month after she's been waiting for 2 years for her disability. And I put that together. That's what she got from Northwestern. I said, great. And you are married? She said, yes. She has 2 kids. They're 5 and 2. I said, oh, they have 2. Are they boys or girls? She said, boys. I say, wow, that must be crazy at the house, blah, 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 blah. All right. I said, what's your primary goal right now? She said, I want to grow my money. This is one thing. On a closer, they say, I want to pay my, she said, these are her goals right now. I want to grow my money. I want to pay myself more, and I want to set up my kids for wealth. What's my next question? Which of these is most important for you? And most people are going to check out. They're going to say, they're all important. And you say, Angie, which one of these do you want to focus on first? Well, I really have to protect my kids. I know that's what everyone's going to say, but is that your primary financial objective right now? Most time it's not till you ask 3 times that they're actually going to give you the answer. Because first they're going to check out because they've never thought about it before, and they're unconscious, and they have low consciousness, so they're going to laugh because they're nervous because you're asking them questions about their goals, which they haven't set yet. Then you're going to ask them which of these is most important to you, and everyone that's a parent is going to say their kids, but the reality is they don't give a you-know-what about their kids' money when they're 5 and 2 years old. All she cares about is what? Paying herself more. Yes. You have to pay yourself more. Everyone wants to pay themselves more. So then I said, great, cool. What about your husband? What's he do for a living? Okay, boom. I got her husband makes 50. He makes $70K a year. whatever he did, I didn't write down, bless you. Her parents started college funds. She didn't have anything. She makes the financial decisions. I wrote that down because she told me that she would love for him to get on a call and learn this. And I said, is he the one that makes decisions, or is it you? And she says, usually he doesn't even know. So I said, should I get him on a call to do this with him? And she said, no, he won't have the time for that. So I said, are you able to make a decision without him and have him be okay with it? And she said, yes. And I said, okay, great. How much debt do you have? Boom. I got both her and her husband's dime. And what other information do I need? I don't need anything. I need one thing, their ages. They're both 35 years old. With all this information, could I make a whole game plan for them on how she can pay herself more? Not how I can sell her infinite banking, not how I can sell her disability, not how I can sell her long-term care, not how I can sell her what I want to sell her so I can make money. I want her to be able to pay herself more, which means she needs to be able to have more what?
Cash flow.
Cash flow. So how can I have her have more cash flow? What's the easiest thing I can do to have her have more cash flow today? Take the freaking cash out of your Northwestern Mutual policy. How cool would it be if you could put $7,700 in your pocket? And what's she going to do? She's going to check out because she's nervous. And I'm going to say, listen, you have $7,700 right here. And she's going to go, ah. That's what people do. When you come to Jeffrey Combs events, you'll see how many people are successful business owners and still check out because they don't have consciousness. They're not able to answer questions like we did yesterday in our training. And they say, oh my God, that would be amazing. Great, so why don't you? Well, I never thought about it. Well, can you think about it now? Let me help you think about it. Cool. Boom. So I emailed her. I'll screen share my email with you guys so you guys can read it, and then I'll read it out loud to you.
If she didn't have that cash value, what would
Yeah.
you say to do next?
If she didn't have that cash value, I would have said cancel all of these. This in total, she's paying $185 a month. If I can put an extra $100 back into your pocket, would that be valuable for you to start off? Yes, cool. Cancel all of this and just get a term policy for $60 to $80 a month. There you save money. Then I'm going to give you I send her my cash flow optimization guide, because if I can teach her how to increase her business, what percent? 37%. What's 7 times 0.37? Huh? Would it be valuable for you if in the next 90 days I can show you how to increase your revenue so that you have $2,500 in more free cash flow on the bottom line? I'll set you up a term policy. You'll cash this out. You'll cancel all of this. She needed $1.25 million in insurance, and her husband needs $1.9 million. He has nothing. She has $383,000. A term policy is $67 a month for $1.25 million. Boom. I'm not selling her what I think. I know she's a business owner, but she doesn't have any freaking money. She's broke. She has no savings. She has $3,000 in a SEP IRA, and she needs money now. So I'm going to give her a term policy for her. I'm going to give her a term policy. Her husband's is $84 a month. I'm going to they're going to have both of themselves covered. And she's a wife, right? So if she's a wife, what does she want to make sure she has? She needs $1.9 million if God forbid anything happen to him, right? So she cares about that. She cares about this. We're going to put $7,000 into her pocket. And then I'm going to spend an extra half an hour with her than I probably would have otherwise, explaining how she can use the cash flow optimization guide, where you increase your customer count, you increase your customer spend, you increase your customer frequency, and you decrease your expenses so you can put $37 a month into your pocket. And the best place you can actually learn how to do that is where? Legacy program. And what? Come to the event. So then I'm going to sell her what? A ticket. And I gave her all I gave her was the cash flow optimization guide for free. It's a 14-page PDF.
Is that something that we can have?
Absolutely. But that's how I handled that call.
Did she buy tape?
No, I didn't even pitch her anything. I sent her this email, which I'm going to screen share with all of you guys so you can see. And I put together a whole 90-day game plan with her on how I can help her do what? Huh? Yeah, but I'm going to talk to her in her terms. What does she want to do? No, she wants to pay herself more. I always use their terms. So I'm going to use their terms. Let me share my screen for you guys on here. Nope. I sent her. Oh. This is my email. I told her I was going to send her. What do I send? We're going to send A, B, and C, which is what? All term, all perm, and a little bit of both. And I'm going to send you D, which is what? Term for your husband. Good evening, Angie. Thank you for connecting. Please see illustrations attached for A, all term for you, B, all whole life for you, C, term and whole life blend for you, and D, all term for your husband. I didn't know his name, so I put Mr. Makadova with a smiley face to be cute. As a recap to our meeting today, you have an email marketing business for the past year, married with 2 boys, revenue increasing, blah, 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 has the following from Northwestern. Number 1 priority, pay yourself more. Number 2 priority, grow your money. Number 3 priority, set up boys to build wealth. Your insurable need, I put the dime there in simple terms. His insurable need, put the dime there in simple terms, has 100K equity in the home. Here's the game plan. Apply for term life from One America, 67 for you, 104 for your husband. Call Northwestern and ask what the cash surrender value of your whole life policy is. Temporarily stop contributing to the IRA. It's going to save $144 a month. Right now, get approved for term life. Cancel Northwestern. You'll have this much more. You'll have $3.15 million in total coverage for your family, which is almost 10 times more than what you have right now. Put the cash from the Northwestern in your pocket so you can take a deep breath financially, because that's what I told her on the call, because she checked out and she got in her chest, because I'm watching body language. I said, take a deep breath. We're going to take care of all of this. Implement my cash flow optimization system attached as well for free. Multiply your business revenue by 30%, which will add $2,100 a month in free cash flow. Achieve your number 1 goal, and then we'll make a game plan for your next goal. Feel free to call me if you or your husband have any questions. My cell is this. Thank you for the opportunity to protect another family and empower financial freedom.
I just want to say something. This is a perfect example of going above and beyond customer service wise, because you're only doing a $60 a month term policy, right? Like, you could have said, all right, whatever, like, I don't really care. This isn't worth my time. But you literally went above and beyond what probably we even do sometimes for these big policies. I think this is super important.
I mean, she did how much a month in revenue last year? She did about $6,000. It was her first year in business. She's doing $7,000 to $9,000 a month now. She's increased her business almost 50% in a year. So if she can do that again, think about it. She's either going to fail or she's going to keep growing. She has a family. She has kids. She already wants to do all 3 of these. She wants to pay herself more. She wants to set up her kids, and she wants to grow up her family. There's way more money to be made. Now, if she just does term, she is 67 plus 104, which is 171 times 12 is what? $2,000 what? 52 times 0.9? $1,847. I spent 45 minutes with her yesterday. I'm going to spend 45 minutes with her again. Divide that by 1.5. Cool. Go talk to another 28-year-old that makes $1,200 an hour. on term policies. You guys are trying to shoot for, you guys are big deal chasing. Stop big deal chasing. Be a problem solver to what they're looking for. I'm not talking to your dad about infinite banking. I'm not talking to Uncle Ryan about infinite banking. I'm not talking to you about infinite banking. You're a single dad that has a 5-year-old kid. You need to protect your kid. I'm not going to talk to you about infinite banking. We need to protect your family. You need more insurance. Probably best to start up with a term policy, cancel the shit you got, get more coverage, and I'll teach you to make more money, and then convert it over later. Yaritza has a $2 million term policy. We're running business right now, right? We're going to convert some of that over shortly, but I just need her to be protected. We'll take care of the rest later, right? Joe, who's Joe? Jared's boy. Jared's boy, Joe, is married with 3 kids. He has no insurance. He needs $6.5 million of insurance. He can get $6.5 million of insurance for like $120 a month. And 120 times 12 is $1,440 a year. Divided by 2, that's $720 times 0.9. Me and Jared will each make $650 on a term policy, and we can go to Prime 112, get a steak, and still have $500 left over. This business is not about selling infinite banking. This business is not about selling disability. This business is not about selling long-term care. This business is not about selling what you want to sell. This business is about finding their problem, being able to present it in a way that you're the solution, and then being able to make money from it because you're exchanging something of value for something of value. Your something of value is some sort of financial services product. We don't know what that is. And then the other something of value that they're giving you is called money. Money is just a medium of exchange between value and value. They're protecting your family, their family, and you're giving them this thing called a life insurance policy that protects their family for them. They need to grow pay themselves more. I have this thing that I can give them to help them do that. You want this, I got this. Right? I got Jared's family coming over for dinner. I'm not going to give them ice cream. I'm cooking them spaghetti and meatballs, man, like they're Italian. I need to go to the aisle and get them spaghetti and meatballs. I know who my customer is. I know what they want. I know what to do. That's what I'm going to give them. Am I wrong?
They might make comments about the sauce, but
that's okay. I'm going to buy the best looking one in the aisle or have Yaritza make it. Like, perfect. Right? But this is the difference between what some of you guys are doing and what is how to operate the business. I never sell what I want to sell. So instead of being like there's a difference also. I'm going to close out with this. There's a difference between niching down on your marketing to attract business owners, high-level people, and then sitting in front of a customer and giving them what's best. Right? Those are differences. Just give her my chair for right now. Good morning. There's a difference between those two things. When you're doing marketing videos, you want to say, hey, business owners, I got something for you that's going to help you put cash flow in the business. Hey, real estate investors. Hey, Uncle Anthony, I got this crazy thing that you can borrow money at 4.85% and then lending out at 12% so you can leverage the system. But that's who I'm talking to. If I have a single mom in front of me or a family that doesn't have a lot of money, dude, this family, she makes 50 grand, he makes 70 grand. They don't have a lot of money. They got 2 boys living in Michigan. They got no money. I'm not going to sell them infinite banking. I don't even care if they like it or they want it. It's not what they need. I'm not going to own a car dealership and the husband and wife come in and say they got 3 kids and sell them a Ferrari. They need a freaking sedan or a minivan.
I think we'll also see close rates
skyrocket. Yes, closing rates will skyrocket. You're just shooting from the hip to sell this one thing. But what does it say on the presentation? It says that infinite banking is what? It's not a product. But you guys are selling it like it's a product. It's not a product. It is a concept that happens. It's a process. It's a process, not a product. You're not selling, infinite banking is not a thing that you sell. You're selling life insurance, and they're utilizing it for infinite banking.
just like when we're networking, I don't think we should say we're doing infinite banking. We're utilizing whole life.
Yes, we utilize whole life insurance to help people put their money back into their pocket.
But even when networking, I wouldn't even go into that unless
Run a financial services
right,
firm.
unless
Yeah.
they specifically ask questions.
Correct.
So like you said, you want that person to be your life agent. Like,
Correct.
oh, who do I call this? Oh wait,
Dude, like when I go out, I'm not like, yes, you can say we specialize in infinite banking. But you don't want to go to the ocean, like Robert Anthony says, don't go to the ocean with a teaspoon. Go there with a net, catch all the fish, and then throw the bad fish back into the ocean and just cook these fish. Does that make sense? There's a lot of restaurants, like what's one food you don't like, babe? What's the one kind of food you don't like? Seafood, right? So what is every singular only seafood restaurant misses out on who? Us. Not only her, but me too. Whereas at Prime 112, I can get fish, but they also have steak. So we're not going to go to True Lux Seafood. They probably have steak on the menu, but because it says seafood, she doesn't want to go there. And you know me, I'm going to spend $300 to $500 on dinner. So I'm cool with spending that money. But if it's a nice restaurant and they have steak and have fish, we'll go there. If it's a seafood restaurant, we won't go there. So if it's an infinite banking firm, some people won't go there. They don't even know what the frick it is. They don't even know what it is. And it's like talking to, I don't know, like, what's, I don't know, whatever. Either way, it's like offering something too specific. What do you got?
Just a quick question. So when you have someone in mind, so I know you don't want to project what you think is best for them, but sometimes it feels like to gauge their interest and have it specific to them and be like, check this out, it can do X, Y, Z, versus like if you're like, we're just a financial services firm, and you get on a call.
Absolutely. Well, that's at number 3.
Right.
So like you were asking me about a bunch of your boys that are young, 21, 23-year-olds. They probably don't have money to do infinite banking, but they probably want to start a policy.
Yeah.
So they can start it and be able to, they don't need all the bells and whistles, but they can just start something for a couple $100 a month. I know all my friends, and you guys can attest to this. I mean, you're willingly to throw that like Travis Kelce is going to score the first touchdown in the Super Bowl. Here's $500, right? Like easy. Don't think that young people don't have money. Young people have more money today than they've ever had, ever. They're throwing money. They see GameStop just went up 110%. Do you know how many freaking 15 to 25-year-olds just threw $100 into GameStop yesterday? Think about that. Maybe they saw an Instagram post or they saw a TikTok. And what are they doing? Are they buying low and selling high, or they're buying high? They're buying high. Like who buys freaking games at GameStop anymore? I don't care what the stock does. Nobody goes there. Why would you buy it just because it looks hot? Like but they do. There's so much money out there today. There's so much money out there today. Young kids have so much money. They got Shopify stores. All the kids that were at that event that we spoke at, they were all in high school. They're super entrepreneurial. Some of them make 20 grand a month. It's doing Shopify stores. So like, but then again, you can say, dude, I got this really cool thing I got to show you. 100%. Get them in the door however you got to get them in the door.
Yeah.
But then ask them questions. You want to always follow the steps. You don't want to skip steps. This is Grant talking, not Josh. But again, I'm adopting this. Have I done this before? Yes. I don't know if you remember, Dennis had this one guy that was such a dick. And he was like, yo, I don't really care about all the questions you're asking me. Just get to the point. Like, hey, sir, and Grant had a video on this morning. He said, I totally understand. And then he just asked the questions anyway, so that I can help you determine what's best for you, blah, 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 blah. You don't want to let them determine where the process is at, right? So one thing to practice is asking these questions. I'll type out a list of all the questions so that literally the new agent can come in and just fill them out. Instead of filling them out in their notebook, because I have all this shit memorized, there will just be a form like Javi has, but more extensive, that has all the questions. So you can literally be like, okay, I mean, when you go get a car, when you get a mortgage, they're asking you a million questions. You know you're coming for money. You're going to get asked questions. What are you doing revenue? How much you bringing home? What's your credit? What's this? What's that? They're going to ask you a million questions. If somebody stutters about the social security number or the bank account, like, yo, dude, when have you ever bought a financial product that you didn't need to give your social security number and your bank account? All right, you're right, here. Right, but the whole purpose of this morning's Chalk Talk and training is to not get caught up in selling what you want to sell. Don't caught up in what you want to sell. Direct them where they're supposed to go based on the answers that you get in the fact find. And you have to be attentive, because if you just ask them questions, you don't want to select the wrong product. Grant says 50% of all people select or have the wrong product for what they want. Caesar has the wrong product for what he wants to do. He wants to use it for real estate. He wants to be able to put $250,000 into it when he sells his home. He literally is maxed out at $120,000, and it's a single premium, so he's going to get meched and have to pay taxes on it. But you know what I didn't do? That was before I learned this. Cool. It's a $24,000 lesson. How many lessons have you had? Right? Well, this is the key. So let's practice this together for the last few minutes of the role play. For the last 10 minutes. Huh? No. That's cool. Huh? Yeah. We had.
I'll bring paper, but I'm going to print those
Well,
every day rather than my notebook.
yes.
Each client will have a sheet.
That's a great idea.
Genius.
I mean, we can even have whatever. We can come up with a million ideas. But yes, you can have a sheet for every client. Right now, I flipped through my frickin'. You saw me doing it with Keith. I'm flipping through my notebook looking for the guy's name.
Yeah.
Right? Like we'll come up as we keep growing and keep expanding and keep having more people. We're gonna come up with better systems, more duplicatable, easier to scale. But right now, again, don't not take notes and fact find based on what you know. Don't stop doing what you're doing, because what we're doing works, but start implementing some of these things. So let's just practice this little bit. I'm just gonna go line by line, right? So, hey Dylan.
Hey Dylan.
I'm Josh.
I'm Josh.
Thank you for taking the time to connect today.
Thanks for taking the time to connect today.
I'm going to be asking some questions
I'm going to be asking some questions
so that I can determine what's best for you.
so I can determine what's best for you.
Then I'm going to present that to you,
Then I'm going to present that to you,
give you some numbers via illustration,
give you some numbers via illustration,
and then we can make a decision together
and then we can make a decision together
in the shortest amount of time possible.
in the shortest amount of time possible.
Is that agreeable for you?
Is that agreeable for you?
That's how we're going to open up our calls.
Yeah. So are you still giving them the list of 7?
I don't give them the list of 7. What I've been doing, and this is what I've been doing, I'm fact find. I don't pull anything up until I go here. So I'm literally just sitting there, just like when you go to the bank and you're applying for a mortgage, the guy's sitting there with this freaking packet of information, and he's like, all right, how old are you? What's your birthday? Where are you from? Boom, boom, boom. What's your income? How much did you do last year? How much are you doing this year? Do you have any outstanding mortgages? I'm asking questions like that, and all I'm doing is taking notes in my notebook, and I'm gathering information, and what I'm really doing is I'm walking them into the store to figure out where I should go. Then maybe we should have, again, there's things to create, but just like a flow chart like this, even though this is for marketing, customer engagement.
Yeah, I think we'll get to a point where we have pre-qualifying.
Like a flow chart, something like this, even though it's for social media, because that's just what's in my mind right now. But something that says based on their questions, if they are here, yes, no. Remember those little quizzes that would be in magazines when we were kids, right? And you're like, right? If yes, go here. If no, go here. How old are you? How old? Boom. Over 50, under 50, boom, over 50, what's your retirement, da-da-da, cool, can I show you WBC? Like, being able to figure that out on the fly. And then pull up a presentation on what they do. So what I've been doing recently is after I do the fact finding, then I go straight to what product is best for them. I say, hey, ignore this part and ignore this part. Just look in the middle here for me.
And you like will go over the cash stock stuff if you feel it's necessary for them.
Sure, yeah, like she,
Tax bucket.
who was it? Oh, I think it was Joe. And with Joe, one of Jared's guys, he's a business owner, does $2 million in revenue based on what he was talking about. And when I was about to show the product, he was basically, I asked him, does he know the difference between term and perm? And he basically said no. So then I went just to that part and I gave him an overview. Like that's what I gave him. But like I'm going straight to what's best for them. Now again, can anyone do that today? I don't know. Right? I think if right now where you're at in the process, like this is another thing. If you're playing basketball and it's one of your first games, some of you guys are getting better, but are rookie presenters and closers, right? There's some people, I remember that my job, like I was never that great of a shooter, but I played really hard defense playing every sport. I was always the hustle guy, just like I am in business. But he would say, Josh, we're going to give you the ball. If the lane is open, go in for a layup. If it's not open, take 2 steps and dish it back out. You need to be able to know when to dish it back out. You need to be able to know when to dish it back out. You need to be able to get in there, be like, I don't know what the frick is going on. And instead of shutting down, instead of getting scared, instead of whatever, say, back out now and say, all right, great. Thank you so much. I'm going to schedule a call with one of the top producers who's a financial strategist. She or he will be able to assist you perfectly with what you need. And then schedule a call with somebody else. It's called...
Hey, Doc, I'll take a picture off. So would you still be in that meeting with that person, or would you just let them do it by themselves?
Say that again?
So let's just say you're gonna pass it on to somebody else. Would you go in that meeting with them, or would you just allow them to do it themselves?
You can allow them to do it yourself and save the time, or learn if you want to learn.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends. It depends. You can get on there and learn, but you don't have. I wouldn't say you have to be on there. Like I'm at Grant Cardone's office. I had somebody call me to set up a call with this guy Daniel. Then Daniel did the fact finding and set up a call with Joel. Joel was out of the office that day and set up a call with Seth. And then Seth, on the call, babe, remember we were sitting in there. What could he not do? He couldn't what? He couldn't close me. So he said, hold on a second. He muted himself. He literally called Jack, who's my boy now. We follow each other on Instagram. He called Jack, and Jack got on the call. And Jack closed me. Jack gets override on Seth, but Seth and Joel are my agents. That's how it happened. If you need to call me, like you did with Rich the other day, come in, I'll sit there, I don't care, I'll talk to the guy, I'll determine what's best for them, and then I'll direct you to where you want to go. There's not one coach in any sport that sits there quietly. They are in the middle of the game. Yo, Christian, move over, left, left, left. Yo, Nick, back up, back up, back up. That's my role. I need to be able to take on that role. And I need the humility of everybody. I'm asking for the humility of everyone to know that even myself, I need coaching from Josh Levy and Grant Cardone. I need coaching from Dustin. I need coaching from my dad. I need coaching from Jeffrey Combs. I need coaching from people. You need coaching. And I'm here to coach you on how to operate this process effectively. Because there's mindset, which undermines everything. Mindset and consciousness. Grant Cardone is general sales training, but you can't use word for word his script because he's talking about selling real estate or selling cars or selling something else. So I need to be able to put it into our industry and then be able to sell the product that's best for them. My role is to handle these two, and this is Cardone you. But he only handles general sales training. So I need to be able to improve your consciousness so you can be more aware, so that when you're fact finding, you can determine what's best. Then tailor this for the industry, and then teach you guys product stuff.
We have a call.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
so go. Peace
I'm
out.
gonna sit in there as well.
Awesome. If anybody wants to go sit in there, oh, you're gonna sit on the call?
I'm gonna sit in the background.
Cool. If anyone wants to sit on the call, Josh Levy's running a call with a highly successful person, does $2 million, has $2 million in cash, and he's gonna be over there. Could I have? I canceled HQ day today. Go over there. Yeah. Huh?
If I,
No. No, I'm not gonna be on the call.
Josh, I know you're doing
That's this process. Let me just close this real quick.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Cool. So that's our process. That's what we're doing. That's what we're expanding on. But again, take a step back. Be the financial services person. Be the money guy. Be the money girl. Be the money person that people come to with money questions. And you just happen to have this expertise in infinite banking. Right, that's what you want to do. And if you don't have expertise in infinite banking, by the way, go get it and stop talking about it.
Saying you shouldn't.
Yes, even if you understand the concept, like I used to, I actually messed up a lot of people's policies because I didn't really know what I was talking about. They opened it up for the course for anybody to take the course. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll hook you up with David Stearns, who's Nelson Nash's son-in-law. All right. Have a good day. My computer's going to die. Let's crush it. Peace out. Love you all. And see you later.